to our correspondents who are on both sides of the border. Nadim Barber is in Gaza City and Nicole Johnston is in Sha'ar Hanegev in southern Israel. Let's go to Nadim in Gaza City first. And Nadim, how frequent now are those Israeli airstrikes? When was the last one?
Well, Shakuntala, I think the last time that I heard one from here was around half an hour ago. But they have been going on throughout Saturday morning here in various parts of the Gaza Strip, including down south near the Rafah border crossing, and that's having an impact on the way ordinary people can go about their lives, let alone causing civilian casualties, as we heard in Mariana's report there. We're hearing that in some gas stations, some petrol stations here in Gaza City, they're running short of fuel. People trying to refill their cars haven't been able to. That's not a widespread situation, but it's starting to impact, and that's partly because of the smuggling tunnels which are located down at Rafah. They have actually been hit to some extent. People are going to their local shops to get food, things like that, essential items, but they're not going very far. The main commercial district here in Gaza City is said to be very quiet, and a lot of people are staying at home. Despite the sort of last few hours having less frequent airstrikes, they're still going on. You might be able to see to hear the drones that are still overhead, and a lot of people, despite the defiant words from the Hamas politicians that we were just hearing, a lot of people still do expect a lot more airstrikes. There are other targets that might be hit, and also, of course, Israel's going after the rocket launchers, and they are popping up all over the place.
And Nadim, do Gazans expect worse to come?
That's a good question. I think over the last 24 hours, the situation has become more complicated because people here were talking about a ground invasion. Now we're hearing about Israel readying itself to actually move into Gaza with the closure of the roads around the Gaza Strip. But at the same time, there's been increased diplomatic action with the Tunisian foreign minister coming here following the Egyptian prime minister on Friday, both of them very strongly condemning Israeli actions, calling them aggressions. The Tunisian foreign minister saying that they broke international law and calling on a regional response to stop Israel doing what it's doing. So all of this is actually leading some people to believe that Israel might actually start to lose its regional allies and actually think twice.
Nadim, thanks very much once again. Nadim Barber live for us from Gaza City. Let's go to Nicole Johnston now, who's near the Israeli-Gaza border. And Nikki, what's happening where you are? You're just a few kilometers away from Gaza, aren't you?
That's right. We're less than 10 kilometres from the Gaza border. The Israeli army has reported that some 60 rockets have been fired from Gaza into Israel on Saturday. Most of these have landed in empty fields. Some of them have been intercepted by Israel's Iron Dome missile defence system. And 3 rockets landed in the town of Ashdod. One hit a car, another hit a building, and another one landed near a kindergarten. But there are no kids at school or kindergarten on Saturday, though. The Israeli army is also reporting that 3 of its soldiers were lightly wounded when a rocket landed on a structure that they were in. So that's the situation in southern Israel today.
And Nikki, I can see some tanks and armoured vehicles behind you. Is there a big military build-up where you are?
I wouldn't describe it as a large military build-up. I'll let you take a look at the picture behind us. Earlier in the day, it seemed to be a smaller holding centre for tanks and for armoured vehicles. There are around about 12 of them. They were gradually being put on the back of large trucks and moved. Now, we expect that some of those have been moved closer to the Gaza border, and the road that they are on has been largely sealed off. It's only local traffic going in there now. Other people aren't allowed to move in there. We have seen Israeli army reservists moving into the area in buses, but it doesn't appear to be a huge build-up at this stage.
Okay, Nikki, thank you very much. Nicole Johnston there, live for us from Sha'ar Hanegev in southern Israel.